Hello and welcome back to another episode of Pass the Syrup. By now, we are 4 episodes into this new, crazy, fun, silly format. People are knocking at the door, queuing up to get a seat at the table to be on this podcast stroke show. I don't know. I haven't got words for it because it just doesn't deserve proper English language. Today, I am co-hosting with the one, the only, the Queen of Rugeley. She puts the C in C residential. Angie Cooney. Angie, how are you?
Hello. Hello, Ben. How are you today?
Marvelous. I'll give you 30 seconds. Introduce yourself to the world because there's probably 6
Hello.
people on the planet that don't know you.
Okay, well, doubt it. I'm Angie Cooney from a company called C Residential. Beautiful day today. We're based in Staffordshire, and yeah, I think people just are getting a bit sick of seeing me, so I'll just let everybody else talk.
Okay, Ange, that was nice.
Retiring, literally retiring, semi-retired. As of
Oh,
last
look, it took you 4 minutes to get the word semi in. Can't take you anywhere, can we?
semi-retired, so yeah, all good.
Yes, wow.
Life's good.
And do you want to do, you didn't know details about that yet?
Not yet, no.
Okay, all right, good, good. Next, we've got Mr. Neil Robinson. Neil, fully recovered, back in the game. Say hello to everyone. Please introduce yourself, sir.
Well, hello, everybody. My name is Neil. I run my eponymous estate agency in Skelmersdale, Aston and Makerfield and Orwell. Hello, everyone.
Eponymous. Oh, using long words.
That
was a big word for me.
It's a very big word for you.
Yeah. I'll have to go and have a lie down now.
Next, we have Mr. Ian White. Good afternoon, sir. Please introduce yourself to our huge audience.
Good afternoon, Ben. So my name is Ian White. I'm a career estate agent, I suppose you'd call me man and boy. But having exited the industry from an operational perspective, I now consult and act as a non-exec with lots of estate agents and or PropTechs.
What a CV. What a CV. What a lineup this is turning out to be. Next, we have Miss Gemma Young. Gemma, hi, how are you? First time on the podcast. Please introduce yourself to everybody.
I'm slightly terrified. Hello, everyone. I actually have been in the estate agency world for a long time. Started out as an estate agent, went off into technology and worked at Google for a long time. But now I run a company called Movely, and we do all things upfront and material information and digital sale ready standards. Very exciting times.
Oof. Angie, just so you know, that's a -2 for Gemma for pitching at the start of the show. Do you know?
No idea of the terms of this agreement.
So can I just finally, check then? Can I go back?
Sorry, Ange, go on.
So Gemma, are you an agent?
No longer an agent, no.
No longer an agent. So Movely is a
it's a tech platform, yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. Thank you. Just need to clarify it. Thanks.
No
wow, I don't know if anyone clocked there, but Angie said, that's okay. Interesting. Interesting.
Yeah, apparently. We wouldn't have been allowed into this podcast in the past, right. I hear.
Correct, yes. Yeah, opened it up to the world of suppliers, not because we're desperate for guests or anything. And finally, Cindy Slaughter. And today I really want to find out if it's by nature or just by name. Cindy, how are you? Introduce yourself to the world.
Hi, I'm good, thank you. It depends who you are as to whether it's by just where I married into or whether it just kind of matched the personality type. But hi, I'm the marketing director for a number of brands. So it happens to include Avocado Property. I was an estate agent for almost 4 years, and then also ran a marketing agency. And I thought, why the hell not combine the two?
Very nice. Very nice. And so for anyone who's just listening, not watching, Cindy's got a broken wrist, but in true marketing fashion, she's branded it up.
So Ian branded it up. I didn't brand it up.
Sure. Yeah. Okay. Right. On to round one. So round one, listen to the rules, guys. Very, very detailed stuff here. Now, I'm told there's a game like this on TV that must have ripped it off from us. So I will start a sentence and you guys will finish it. And you will finish it with either a real life experience or something completely fabricated. Angie will ask you 3 questions each to assess whether you're telling the truth or whether it's a lie. And obviously the idea is to deceive Angie. And as people that work in property, you may have some experience in this. I don't know. I'm not sure. So the start of the sentence is, I definitely crossed a line when I ... And it can be, so ideally we're looking for sort of work, business, property related. Last week we did have someone talk about skydiving, which was way off track, but that was mildly interesting. So I can see the cogs are going. There probably are bonus points if you go early on because it shows, willing and, sharpness and ability. And who would you like to go first if anyone's not going to volunteer?
Cindy.
Oh
God. My mind is literally gone blank. This is awful. I definitely crossed a line. I've always been such a good girl. I've always played by the rules, mainly. Oh, can you come back to me?
Wow.
And those points. I'm happy.
And just to be clear, you say you play by the rules. I'm in a WhatsApp group that I'm pretty sure is showing you looking like you're about to decapitate someone on a football field.
She does. Which is why I picked on Cindy.
Yeah, I think playing by the rules, at least on a sports field. Neil, you got one?
I definitely crossed the line when I authorised a cable TV installer to smash up a burglar alarm.
When was this?
I was 17. So that was in 1994.
A few weeks ago.
It's a few weeks
How
ago.
were you in a position to do that when you were 17?
Well, it's funny you should ask that, Angie. I'm getting used to this. So what it was I'd just been sent actually to take possession of a property that had been taken into part exchange. So I went along, got the keys from who was the vendor, but the company, this other company owned it now. And anyway, when I got back to the office, we had a phone call from some neighbours basically saying the burglar alarm was going off. So I had to go back to the property to turn it off. And when I let myself into the property, the keypad was dead. So I couldn't turn the burglar alarm off. Now, all the neighbours had gathered outside, including the usual, I'm on nights and I've got a baby and this is noisy and all this crap. And here's me, a 17-year-old lad, not knowing what to do. Now, 49-year-old me would know to go into the switch box and switch the electric back on, turn the alarm off, and we're sorted. Or just, that kind of thing. Isolate it and so forth. However, I didn't know that at the time. Anyway, they're installing cable TV in this area of Wigan where I was working. Van came past. And I just says to him, listen, will you do me a favour, mate? He says, I'm going to get lynched here. Will you nip up your ladder and just unscrew the burglar alarm and just disconnect the sounder or something like that? Yeah, no problem, mate. He goes up the ladder, produces the great big massive hammer, and just proceeds to smash the whole thing to pieces. Yeah.
I believe him.
Okay. So how did you get there, Neil?
How did I get there?
Yeah.
I drove.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
You got your 3 questions.
Tell me 3 questions.
You ready? All right, Ian, you're up.
Right. Well, I crossed the line. I can think of many times when I've crossed the line, but I'm gonna give you. I'm going to give you this one. So, I was on holiday in Jamaica, and I'd hired a boat to go fishing. And I pulled up on this beach area to pull up and fish off the shore. And I found myself outside a hotel called Hedonism, which was it's a naked place.
Yeah.
And instead of sort of getting back in the boat and buggering off, which I probably should have done, I chose to go live on Facebook. And subsequently got chased away by security and everything else that obviously didn't quite like my behaviour. Understandably, I have to say, but fun was had anyway.
When was this?
This would have been about 15, 20 years ago, probably.
Okay.
So I was
won't ask
younger,
you- I
a
won't
lot
ask
younger.
you why, because I think I would have done that if I could. Who were you with?
Well, this is the bad bit. I was with two at the time sons that would have been minors
And it
who
was
egged me
Facebook
on.
Live, yeah?
What you mean with
Facebook
the
Live.
Ardat and the pickaxe?
They were the ones that were egging me on to go live on
Can I
Facebook.
check? It was Facebook Live.
It was Facebook Live, yes.
Okay, thank you. Thanks.
Like this, Ange, taking it very seriously. I like that.
I'm taking it seriously.
I'm sure you've only asked me two questions though.
No.
I feel-
Well,
Have you
know,
got three of you? Okay, all right. Well, that's fine. If you've got
Thank you.
the
I
intel
knew
that you
you'd
need,
answered the why, because I would have done it as well, if I'm honest.
got you.
Yeah. Thank you.
Gemma, over to you.
Oh, goodness me. I crossed the line when I was playing a practical joke on some friends and ordered a portaloo to be placed in their front garden.
Okay,
Like
when
it.
was this, Gemma?
It was when I was at university, so I've matured a bit since then.
Okay. I was going to say how. So how? Do you mind if I ask how old you are? That's second.
How old I am now?
Yeah.
Oh, that's forward, isn't it?
I mean, very, very.
Just lie, Gemma. Just lie.
I'm
Lie.
43 years old.
Okay, university. Okay. So did you use a mobile phone to ring the Portaloo company?
I would have used a mobile phone.
It's like having Miss Marple on the podcast,
Okay,
isn't it?
thank you very much.
She's looking for
Listen,
cues
you
in the
don't
mix.
ask me onto things, I'm going to take it seriously. So
No, good for you. I like it. You're trying to catch people out. You know, the Ian was Facebook Live even around 15.
You're not
20
supposed to,
years
excuse
ago.
me.
I
Move
like
on.
it. All right, sorry.
Thank you.
It's the unagi we've got, Ange. All right, Slaughter, you got something for us?
I will bring it back to estate agency
Thank you.
when I cross the line. Yeah, I know, I'm good like that. I crossed the line when I used to really irritate one of my friends by putting my Strava segments up as my leaflet drops. And I was told that I couldn't put that onto Strava because it was just disgusting, the miles I was racking up. So for Christmas, I took all the leftover leaflets in my car and presented them to my friend at a curry night. This friend was much bigger than me. He did not approve of the leaflets that I'd given him. So he marched out next door and basically posted them all through the estate agents next door. And it took them 3 weeks for them to finally decide to phone my boss and put a complaint in. And it could have only been me because I was the only person who did the leaflet drops. So yeah, I don't think anybody appreciated that. See, I said I was pretty good, and that's basically as far as I can get in my misdemeanors.
So why did he do that? Because you pissed him off.
Because I pissed him off. Yeah.
Okay. I've only got one question. That was it.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Excellent.
okay.
She's made a judgment.
You've been judged.
She's a system-made thinker. She got you sussed right away, Cindy. Don't need to ask any questions. The human lie detector is in effect. All right, Ange, over to you.
Okay. Neil, God, even if it was, I can see me doing that, to be honest, but I'm just a bit, I don't know whether you do that at 17. So I'm going to say a lie, but I'm going to give you 5 points because you delivered it. You were great. Yeah, I'm going to give him 5 points because I really like Neil, even though I think he's lying.
We don't even know if you might have got it right, you might have got it wrong.
I might do, but it doesn't matter, does it? But I liked the story. I thought he delivered it great. Can I just whip all through each one of them? Is that okay?
Don't we need to hear from Neil, though, whether it was a lie?
Oh, no, sorry. Truth or lie?
Truth.
Truth. I actually really like the story.
It was absolutely true. We managed to get away with it, and basically what he did was we just the manager basically took me side and just sort of said, "Listen, mate, you shouldn't be doing that kind of thing, but we're just going to put it down to a random act of vandalism," and they got the builder to pay for it.
So you wouldn't get it nowadays, would you? That's the thing, because they wouldn't do it. If they wouldn't do it, they'd have to have a pro forma for doing it.
Probably would, but I think people just ignore burglar alarms anyway. They just sit there and tut, don't they?
No,
There's no
what
point
great
having a
story, and
burglar alarm.
delivered with aplomb, I will say. I'm going
Thank
to
you
get all
very
these
much.
wrong, but I
Tell
thought
you what,
it was great.
32 years later, someone's going to come knocking at your door next week. They're going to see this video and they're going to ask about that.
And go, there was somebody did that to me.
Well, it was 30 odd years ago, so they can sod off.
Sorry, moving on quick. No, I like the delivery of it.
Thank you, Angie.
Do I go straight on to the next one?
Yes, Ange, yeah. You're
Then
in charge.
Jesus, I wish, oh God, Ian, I wish I was on that boat with you. I just can't see the 20 years going live. I didn't think they did Facebook Live then, but I won't even know whether you're telling a lie now, even if you're telling the truth, because you could just say it was the truth. I think you're lying, but I think you're such a nice person. I'm going to give you 4 points.
Oh, that means Neil's nicer than me because you gave him 5 for being
No,
nice.
because he went first.
Oh, I see. Right.
It's
Okay.
not a competition, really, is it?
Okay.
But I
Yes,
think
it is a competition.
It
Well,
is.
yeah, I mean, it's a win.
You literally said it was a competition earlier.
I would have loved going there. I'd loved to have been on that boat. But
Well, sadly, so would I because I lied. It's not the truth.
Yeah,
I was
timing.
Yeah, well, the live bit, I should have just said Facebook, shouldn't I? I let myself down with the Facebook Live thing. I saw Ben's face change the minute I said live, so he'd cottoned on the minute I did it. Anyway,
can I ask a question then, please, Ian?
I was telling a porcupine, yes.
Can I ask a question then, please, Ian? If this is a lie, how do you know about hedonism?
Yep.
Well, because it's a partial lie. We did go past it on a boat.
You passed it.
But I didn't do any of the stuff that was mentioned in that.
It's a little rephrase there.
In the
game.
I embellished the story, shall we
It's
say.
the fact that you were telling me you were with children. And I was
Yeah.
like,
I was with children when we were on the boat, hence why we.
no, I meant
very
really,
quick.
That's why you didn't get off.
They were egging me on to do Facebook Live.
That's the only reason.
Otherwise, he would have been straight into hedonism, living his best life.
And possibly taking all the clothes off and joining in. Yeah, 20 years ago I might have done that. I don't think I'd do that quite now. I haven't got the bod for it, but 20 years ago I might have been able to do it. But no, so it's part. There is a part truth there, but no, it would have to go down as a lie. Because I didn't even get off the boat, and I don't think I had a fishing rod either. So some of it's not true.
Okay. Gemma, I think you've just got. I was mesmerised by you because I think you're so lovely, and if you're telling a lie, then that's on me. But I could see me doing that. I would have done that, ordered the portally, but it could be wrong. But I'm going to say you're telling the truth, and I'm going to give you 4 points as well.
Oh, I would have been really upset if it was less than 4 and I was less nice than you.
Oh my God! Okay.
But no, I'm awful. I don't know if you guys have ever played the games like Mafia, where you've got or Traitors, where you've got to be a traitor.
Yeah.
I'm a traitor. I'm out straight away. I'm terrible at lying.
Oh.
So yeah, I'm terrible at this game.
I apologise again.
Is it the truth?
It is the truth.
Yeah, I could see that. I think that's. Yeah, I could see me doing that. So yeah, well done.
So far, Ange, I'm not sure if you're aware, but so far you can see yourself smashing up alarms.
I know.
You can see yourself taking your clothes off and joining hedonism.
Yeah.
And you can see yourself sending toilets to your mates.
I could do all of those.
This is why you're a great agent.
I could do all of those. So, Cindy, I actually think you're telling a lie. And the only reason I think you're telling a lie is because I think you're so conscientious, you wouldn't have done that. So actually, I just can't see that because I think that you are a massive team player. You would never, ever let yourself down there. And if I've really got it wrong, then I've got it wrong. But there you go. And I'm also going to give you 4 points. I mean, I should really give you 2 because no, but I'm not good. I should have really given you, in fact, I'm no bollocks. I'm going to give you 2. And the reason is because you shouldn't have chickened out at the beginning.
Well, yeah, that's very true. It is actually the truth. And I was devastated. I thought I was going to lose my job. That was it. I thought.
I bet you've never done that again, though.
Well, I did very few leaflet drops after that. No one trusted me.
Oh, no,
Had
how
to do others.
awful.
I
How
know,
awful that
I
nobody
know, I
trusted you.
know. What a shame. So no, honestly, it was that hit of your stomach because I was young, 20
Yeah.
odd, and I just
Oh,
thought this
God.
is it. But now I'd probably find it quite funny if one of my team came in and said that. Yes.
There you go.
You've just given them a long strip to take advantage of there, Cindy.
Yeah.
I might regret that sentence.
Tell you what, though, the fact that somebody thinks you wouldn't do that just shows how professional you are, and I mean that. So good.
Thanks, Angie.
You're very
Appreciate
welcome.
that.
Ange, turn it down. We're meant to be taking a piss out of
No,
people.
I'm not being horrible to him,
Not
Ben.
being so nice.
Oh, I am really nice. Everything you've heard about me is just a lie.
Right, on to round 2. This is a quick fire round, and the round is it's worth how much. So I'm going to describe a property from a certain period in time. As an example, I might say a 3-bedroom semi in Basingstoke in 1983. And you've got to guess the price, the value that it would have actually sold for, correct valuation, as near as you can. Now, again, probably bonus points for going first because you're the person that's going to anchor everyone with that first guess. And if you want to give it some colour, why you've come to this price point, maybe there's something in history or some reason, maybe Angie will award some bonus points, but it is quick fire. So everyone's response, 30 seconds. So today, the property is a new build apartment in Manchester in 2005. The description is a contemporary apartment in Manchester city centre during the property boom. What would that have sold for?
Can I go?
Go on, Cindy. Yes.
160.
Oh, I'm going higher. I'm going to go 320.
Wow, that's a jump. Okay,
Sorry,
so much for offering.
Are we buzzing in?
Just
Go on,
Neil.
go on, go for it.
70,000.
Yeah.
I'm going 125.
Right. Can I ask questions, Ben?
Yeah.
Good. I know that's not really how we're doing it, but I'm going to ask a question. Does anybody cover that Manchester area or did in 2005 and or bought a house or know anybody that bought a house in 2005?
Stop telling the truth.
Can I take back my answer?
There you go. Right.
Because the bizarre thing is, I actually did live in Manchester close to that time, and that was
my God, madam.
I just got peer pressured into going quick. I didn't think it through.
Shout out a random number. 13. No, that can't be that. Okay. All right. The answer is £180,000. Cindy sort of cheated.
It's not a competition, Cindy.
I was married. Well, I have married someone now who owned a flat in Fallowfield, and we sold the flat. He bought it 4 months before the property crash, and he bought it at 160 and sold it again at 160 when we were trying to buy this property. So therefore, I had a bit of insight.
We need to discuss Neil's valuation because his vendors have been really royally screwed up, haven't they? I mean, how much did you sell it for, Neil? How much did you?
No. There is method behind my madness though, because it depends whereabouts in Manchester it was, and there's some stuff going on the outskirts of Manchester, which was so Ben really didn't lead us very well there.
Yeah, I'll take full responsibility for Neil's bad answer.
He could have said Castlefield. He could have said Ancoats. He could have said anywhere, and he didn't. So I blame Ben.
I'm sure you said city centre, Ben.
He did say city centre.
Oh, did he? Oh, it's me then, not listening.
Them again, isn't it? Not really listening, as you said earlier, Neil.
You what?
Yeah. I mean, the other issue is once we get above Watford, it's all the same to me. As you know, us Londoners. Anyway, on to round 3, final round. This is a fun one because the other two obviously weren't. Weird sentence. Pick your team. So you have a very brief amount of time to think about this, depending on who's going to go first, to pick your go-to team. If you were to build the best agency in the land, it's you plus 3. Who would your 3 be? Now, it might be someone you worked with in the past. might be someone you work with right now. Just a tip: don't get sucked into talking about people you work with now. That does not end well. It might be people from around the industry. It might be people from the other side of the world that you think do amazing things. It might be a superstar. Might be a celebrity that you think would make a great member of the team. You plus 3. Angie picks the best team. Who would like to go first? Go on, Ian.
I'm going to be really boring and go with the best team I've ever worked with. I would go with Dale Norton, who was the MD of our business that I was involved in, a shareholder of. I'd go with Peter Coles because he was ruthless and he was in the same business. And I would go from a sales perspective, a guy called Louis de Spagnac, who was the best closer of business that I've met. He was a very good, apart from me, he was a very good salesperson. That would be the team that I would have because we had fun, we succeeded, and it was awesome days. No legislation, I might add.
Yeah.
Might not that team might not operate in today's world particularly well.
Back in the good old days,
back in the good old days before they got serious about our industry. Yeah, if they've got serious about our industry.
Okay. Well, I think that is an all-star team, bearing in mind just how good a business you guys had. Sounds quite impressive. In fact, Ian, probably maybe just for everyone's benefit, what business are you talking about?
That was Romans Estate Agents in Berkshire, Hampshire, Surrey.
Which was a pretty big deal as a business. Pretty impressive stuff. Who's next?
I can go.
Go on, Gemma.
I would go. I'd go Amy from Smart Compliance, Amy Shields, because she's an absolute legend, and I think
an ex-Roman.
Yeah, and she knows her stuff, and she's direct, and I love working with people like that. I'd go Jean Coughlin from Connells. She runs home conveyancing, and she can see the future, and she's just really doing some good stuff there. And then I've got to be a bit cheesy, but I'll go my current co-founder, who's a guy called Ed Molyneux, and he's doing some amazing things, and he's very technical, and we're very different, but it's been great working with him.
He's very technical. We're very different. I'm very technical. Okay. Yeah, I like it. I like that. Okay. Getting in the co-founder. Very cheesy. That might, Angie might smile on that. She might not. Neil?
I'm going to be extremely boring here. I tried to think about some very rich people, but I'm thinking if I had rich people backing me, then I'd probably get very lazy, because then you're not counting the pennies the same, I'm going to have to go with the team I work with now. I'm really sorry. I'm going to have to. And I'll tell you why. So I started the business 5 years ago, and I have never achieved more in my life than I have in the last 5 years. Cracking bunch of people. They've all bought in. They work damned hard. They're a good laugh. They're better than me in a lot of ways, in terms of being organised. And we just make a damn good team. So why split up a good team? Sorry, that's really boring, but
that's lovely.
Oh, is it, Gemma? Is it lovely? Is it really lovely?
Yes,
are they? What are they like with alarms?
Better than I am.
Yeah, that's where they bring their strengths.
yeah, better than I am. But they're also a really good laugh. Lloyd the other day, he's one of my branch managers, Lloyd, and he wasn't feeling too well the other day, and he just says, "Oh God, I don't feel so well." And I says to him, "Have you brought any paracetamol?" He says, "No, but I have got this." And he pulled out a bottle of vodka out of his desk, and he hadn't opened it. It was a guest, but it was a present from a client. But the delivery was up there with that of Jeremy Clarkson. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I like coming to work every morning.
Yeah. All right. Actually, you pulled that round, Neil. I like working with funny people. I think it makes a massive difference. Huge difference.
Oh, he's funny. He is a good lad. You've met him at the Esters, I think.
Well, I may remember, I may not. If the Esters,
depends whether you're on my table, wasn't it?
It was
the table that orders sambucas and doesn't drink them. Yeah, that table. Yeah, good stuff.
that table.
4 sambucas at 2 o'clock in the
But
afternoon.
you drank them all.
Yes, so that's the issue at 2 o'clock in the
There you
afternoon.
go.
Slaughter, big finish.
Big finish. Okay, I'll put some big names out there then. I'm going to go down the road of, because I work on the marketing side, I'm going to go down the road of our suppliers, if that's okay. Give them a shout out. Is that all right, Ben, or is that too corporate? Should I
That's
just
fine.
go
Listen,
over-
it's your team. It's your team. Cindy, you know you got to pick the best team to win. So over to you.
All right. Okay. So we'll go with Rob Brady first from Life Cycle, just because of his coaching and his mentality. And he likes talking to me about running, which obviously I only really like running at the moment because I break things playing football. So he can stay. Next one, Chris Watkins. He's helping us out on a load of articles, etc. at the moment. And he's just a bit of a lifeline. And, you know, he can sink 2 pints in space of 30 seconds, which he showed me at the Women in Estate Agency conference. Oi, you pub, do you want to see what I can do? Okay, let's go.
Sound like Chris?
No, it doesn't, does it? And then finally, last person be Mr. Ledbetter, just for the moral support that he gives me on a weekly basis. So yeah, that would be the 3.
Shouting out the friends. No comment. All right, Ange.
Cindy, too safe. You can't win it.
No, that's
I
fine.
love all of those. I love all of those people. I think they're fantastic. You played it too safe. Gemma, I can't win. I can't pick you because I have no idea who are in your team. Not because they're nice people, and I'm sure they must be great. Neil, I think you're a lovely bloke, but that's very, very safe. And I am actually going to go with Ian because even me, based in the Midlands of the Romans, ruthless bastards, but fucking hell, they were great. And I just think I would go with Neil. Ian, sorry. Not. I'll go with
me
Ian
if you want.
because I actually think Romans were ruthless and they're in my era, and that's why I'm choosing Ian.
How many points do I get for that?
4.
Can I ask a
You're not having
question?
5. You're not having 4. No.
Cindy,
Go on. You can't argue now. Don't
No.
come back in now, Cindy.
but you can ask.
Kat, thanks. What was the points on the previous one?
On the pricing.
Yeah, does it descend in order?
I'm hoping that Angie's made a note, but
Basically, Cindy
It's not
deserved a
looking-
really good
Well, obviously,
rating.
Cindy got 4 points because she was
Okay.
bang on. Christ almighty, what? Gemma,
There
obviously,
can't,
sorry, Gemma, you got none because you were
I'll get minus.
so
there
way
can't
off
be
there.
any points for second, surely. The winner takes it all. Cindy gets 4, that's it.
Excuse me.
Ian,
come on.
Get
Ian
down
is
here
tallying
now.
up here.
Take the Romans win and bloody shut up.
Okay.
Right, Ange, who's won? Who's the overall winner? It's all right, mate. Just make it up.
I'm actually going to give it to Neil.
I like it. I like it. You actually have just
Wow,
made it
I'm
up.
delighted.
Because
I've got tears in my eyes now.
I'm up for the Northerners. So Neil's won it because of where he lives.
I'm a northerner. I just don't sound like it.
So don't you start arguing with me. You had
It
Romans.
really is just like having Anne Robinson
I'm
in the
going to
room,
bow
isn't it?
to the fact you worked at Romans. I'm well, Gel.
Well done, Neil. Congratulations.
Well
Good
done, Neil.
work. I knew you had it in you. I knew all along. Cindy, you sort of let the team down. I gave a lot of big talk about competitive Cindy Slaughter. And you sort of shown up and just looked for a participation medal, and I'm not here for that.
Hang on. Competitive. I won the bit about the industry. This is where I bring the competitiveness. That's what I thought I was here for.
You won the bit that you basically cheated on because you lived in Manchester City Centre a year before the question was. Yeah, correct, Neil.
She
I
didn't
agree, Neil.
actually. She was very good because she proved she could lie when I thought that she was a team player and told the truth.
You're my champion, Cindy.
Oh,
Thanks, Gemma.
Oh,
Yeah,
thank
Gemma. This rate, you're not going to be. I mean, thankfully, probably for you, you're not going to be getting a second appearance. All this niceness, just too supportive.
And I tell
Not
you,
what this podcast
Cindy,
is
I've just
about.
got to say to you, avocado, God, they're a brand and a half, aren't they?
Oh my God! All right, that's enough now.
Now then, I want to talk.
Niceness.
Cindy, we're going to talk off camera.
Yes,
All
we
right.
are.
Well, on that note, we are we're wildly over time. So Ange, you get to not bother doing the cold pancake, because you really want to do it? I thought you didn't want to do it. Okay, go really quick. Do it, Ange.
Right. I've got two, so I don't know.
Oh, you're killing me.
Baby food, right? Has anybody watched the news today about baby food?
Yes.
What do we think?
No.
I think you've got to give us some context.
Yeah.
What is the news?
So
What is the
baby food,
news?
if anybody's not watched the news, all these little sachet things you give your babies, and they're saying that they're no good for them, or they are disputing about whether they're any good for them. What's your take? Anyway.
Well, funnily enough, I'm terrible at watching news, and normally I don't know, like the Pope died and things like that. But my husband did send me this article this morning about the fact that you can't rely on baby pouches for a balanced diet. Can't say I'm surprised. I probably wouldn't feed my baby pouches every day. Not that bothered.
But I agree that people do rely on them. But I can't believe the amount of sugar and I think it was salt sugar. I can't remember. It's frightening. And I just wanted to know if people's taken it really. My children are 26 and 27, so I've stopped feeding them the pouches last week. I just wondered what everyone's take on it was. So I was a bit shocked myself.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't got that much on this one, Ange. I've got to be honest. I can see
You got much on it. You asked me. It was either that or Donald. It was either that or Donald Trump, and that's a whole big thing.
He is a whole big thing. I'll give you that. Yeah, I'm quite anti-sugar. I'll go beyond that. I've become very anti-sugar recently. I think that's a real killer, and is oh, what a horrible note to end on. I was going to talk about cancer.
Come on.
Let's try again.
Come on. So I'm just shocked that people will feed their kids those things anyway. But you asked me for a random. You told me I could say anything. It was either the self-employed model, which I think.
No, that's it.
Exactly.
Show's over. When we start talking about self-employed, that's when I call it a day. Thank you all so much for appearing. This has been, I don't know, interesting, maybe is the word. Well done, Neil. I always knew you had it in you. Cindy, disappointed, I've got to be honest.
I know. Can I come back and try again?
Maybe. And now I'm getting calls. Look, Mal McKillen's calling. We are.
That's when you know you've got to get off.
Thank you so much, everyone. See you next time.
Bye, everybody.
Cheers, guys.
Bye.
Bye.